Peace to the gods and the goddesses, man. About to do a quick little video. Y'all already know what it is. The gods and the devils. You know, I had to tap into the telepathic streams on this.
The woman is the matrix, the mother.
Yes.
Swallow this.
What is it?
It's a symbol of your desire to return to reality. Inside your dream, you'll fall asleep.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, if you look at it beyond the physical plane, if there is no male in the household, the family is not moving anywhere.
Nobody got to ride with me but this one right here, son. But the gods and the devils, yo, that's your mother freaking human race, man. You gotta know it's all titles. You know what I mean? The God would be the man and the devil would be the woman. As I stated before, the devil, at least how they try to pass it off to you, the devil is not masculine, man. You know what I'm saying? The devil is really feminine. You know what I mean? The devil is feminine because men don't tempt people. Women tempt men. Men taunt other men. They taunt men. So for the devil to be tempting man, that will show that the devil is really a woman. And they always manipulate your energies by way of an emotion. The women always manipulate men with the emotions. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be their body language, their voice, how they carry themselves. You know, they get caught up in the frequency. When you look at the woman's body, like her shape, her breasts, her thighs, legs, butt, lips, all that, you're looking at different descriptions of energy wave bands. That's why they say the woman have curves, but a woman really has waves because the aerodynamic design that her body has symbolizes the type of vibration that she's vibrating on. Her energy has the ability to attract, pull in.
We're still in the womb, fighting to totally manifest into reality. See, we think we're born yet. No, we're born into a different womb, a different matrix. When we came out of the mother, we came into a greater matrix, a greater material reality that functions just like the mother. It nurtures us, everything we need, oxygen. We're in a bigger womb.
And the actual trap of the matrix is for you not to transcend it.
Right.
You're only supposed to worship the actual matrix itself. That's what the obsession of materialism is.
Right. That you still can, you don't realize that you still could be aborted. You still could be miscarried as a human being. Like you are not even born yet until you awaken to the total spiritual reality.
Come on.
You just made it out of a level of the female of the womb. You just made it out of a level of density, right? Into another level of density. You made it out of darkness and you came into a level of light, enlightenment.
Come on.
Because the womb was what? Pretty much darkness. And the first thing you saw when you was being born was light at the end of the tunnel. And when you came out the womb, the mother of the matrix, you begin to awaken to yourself. I am. When you was in the womb, you had no conceptualization of self. Because your spirit was still what? Being born. A lot of people are born physically into this next level of light code lockdown. Into this next density, they born to it physically, but they still have not awakened. Many will die and be aborted or miscarry.
So women don't have curves. They have an aerodynamic, energetic design. You're looking at energy, because energy travels in waves, and curves is wave. You know what I mean? Yo, God's and the devil. Nobody got to run with me on this one, but yo, man, as I stated before, man, like Dr. York said something about the Lords, man, and it had me thinking, son. I'm like, yo, were the God race really the Lords and got downgraded to gods? You know what I'm saying? Because you got a race, you got the Lords who rule, and then you got the overlords who take the overlords basically give the lords instructions on how to rule the land, air, and water, all the elements. You know what I'm saying?
Now check this out. The mother is the matrix, which is the womb you come in. So the material world is actually the actual matrix, matter, matrix, or mother, or mother.
Come on.
So the matrix is the matriarch, the matriarchal plane. It's for the woman is the matrix, the mother.
Yes, yes,
or
yes,
the sister, or the system.
Come on.
The system. So now check this out. When we were born into the matrix, into matter, the material world, the material reality. At the moment we were born, but we fought to come here because the matrix tried to kill us initially. The mother tried to kill us. Her womb, the womb will reject you, right?
That's a fact.
You're fighting to exist. So the mother has been trying to kill you. The uterus, the fallopian tubes, tried to kill the sperm. The woman's body tried to reject the sperm as a virus or a pathogen.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody really got to run with me on this. It's like a pyramid scheme, man. You got the overlord, which is the overseer. Then you got the lords, which is supposed to be the so-called black race. And then you got the gods and the goddesses, which would be the humans. I'm thinking that in that Bible script, it was really, when they said that God created man and woman, you know, man, it probably was when the Lord created gods.
The sperm, the woman's body tried to reject the sperm as a virus or a pathogen. Break down pathogen. Jinn is the Arabic word for a spirit. A jinn, so jinn, the path of a jinn, the path of a spirit. The mother or matter or the material world, its objective is to erase the spirit, to conquer the spirit. That's the whole objective of the material world. You only all that exists is matter, the material reality, the mother, the matrix. Do you follow?
Yes.
So we are still in the womb when they talk about Mother Earth. Mother Earth is matter Earth, matrix Earth. You don't hear me? We're still in the womb, fighting to totally manifest into reality. See, we think we're born yet. No, we're born into a different womb, a different matrix. When we came out of the mother, we came into a greater matrix, a greater material reality.
And the lords would dictate to the gods and the goddesses what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really got to run with me on this. It's like a pyramid scheme, man. You got the overlord, which is the overseer. Then you got the lords, which is supposed to be the so-called black race. And then you got the gods and the goddesses, which would be the humans. I'm thinking that in that Bible script, it was really, when they said that God created man and woman, you know, man, it probably was when the Lord created gods. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord created the gods, they was like one of us. You know what I'm saying? Because realistically speaking, that whole one of us thing, that's something that needs to be identified and screened, man. Because you have
material reality that functions just like the mother. It nurtures us, everything we need, oxygen. We're in a bigger womb.
And the actual trap of the matrix is for you not to transcend it.
Right.
You're only supposed to worship the actual matrix itself. That's what the obsession of materialism is.
Right. That you still can, you don't realize that you still could be aborted. You still could be miscarried as a human being. Like you are not even born yet until you awaken to the total spiritual reality.
Come on.
You just made it out of a level of the female of the womb. You just made it out of a level of density, right? Into another level of density. You made it out of darkness and you came into a level of light, enlightenment.
Come on.
Because the womb was what? Pretty much darkness. And the first thing you saw when you was being born was light at the end of the tunnel. And when you came out the womb, the mother of the matrix, you begin to awaken to yourself. I am.
Script, it was really, when they say that God created man and woman, you know, man, it probably was when the Lord created gods. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord created the gods, they was like one of us. You know what I'm saying? Because realistically speaking, that whole one of us thing, that's something that needs to be identified and screened, man. Because you have an advanced animal vessel now having higher senses. You know what I'm saying? Like one of us doesn't mean synonymous. It means they have certain traits. And the only way they could have certain traits is if those certain traits was implemented by way of creation. You know? So I'm thinking maybe the whole gods and goddesses things, how they want to call a so-called black man a god, a so-called black man a goddess. Maybe the god race is really the Lord race. You know what I mean? Because the Lords rule over the land. And maybe the Lords created the damn gods and goddesses, which would be the human race. Or the human species. You know what I mean? Because if you think about how they talk about the God and the devil, that all deals with polarities, son. Think about that.
And awaken to self-realization, which is the masculine energy, which is the fulfillment of the spiritual world.
That's a fact.
The material is just supposed to be a process by way in which you fully awaken and realize yourself.
That's a fact.
But you will be aborted because you're moving through a very dense atmosphere.
Come on.
They call it the atmosphere is because it's the place where you'll be at most fear.
Because it's designed to destroy you.
That's a fact. We still can be aborted if we die physically before we awaken spiritually. So they want you to believe in this so much to the point that you self-destruct spiritually. That the spiritual you never unfolds, never manifests. You already womb-manifest, but you never manifest it. Huh?
And this is why it's so easy for the woman to fit into the system or the society, because we are a physical representation of the matrix itself.
That's a fact. This so-called material world in its totality is the matrix, based on your belief as it being the ultimate reality.
That's a fact.
It can either be a spiritual journey or it could be the totality of your existence. For those who have made the material reality the totality of their existence, they are in the matrix.
Come on.
They believe in it. It is all there is for them. They are sold. They are completely plugged in. Like an umbilical cord, they're plugged in to the mother.
That's a fact.
The matrix.
They talk about the gods and the goddesses, good and bad. You know what I'm saying? The lords or the overlords will be the ones who is not of this realm. Y'all done broke down in past videos that these gods that they give the people to worship is gods of the matrix. They nothing but archonic spirits, powerful spirits. And the spirits only receive power because they got millions of people concentrating on them. So they feeding off that mental telepathic energy.
And since they want to awaken to masculine energy, they're in debt by being plugged in. They're infinite debtors. And so they have to pay a fee to be a male. Thus female. Debt. Huh? That's why it's all about debt and consumerism and materialism, because you have to pay a fee to be a male. Females. Totally feminine. Totally the plane of feminization. If you are a debtor, you can't be God.
That's a fact.
Because you're in debt. When you awaken, you become the creditor. You become the creator. You become the manufacturer. Huh? You become the manipulator. Huh? You become human. Did you hear me? So the whole material, this whole material plane is trying to abort us every second by making physical reality stronger than the emanation of thought.
That's a fact.
So your thoughts cannot break through.
It's making it that there is nothing else other than the physical.
Thank you.
It's making thought obsolete, but there's no such thing.
And it's making the physical as you see it, the totality of reality.
That's a fact.
Every thought you have is sperm. Huh? That's trying to birth itself into new reality. But the physical plane gives you negativity or opposition to destroy the manifestation of your thoughts. Unless those thoughts or sperm, thoughts or tahuti, which is thought, okay? Unless those thoughts can completely manifest. Unless they're strong enough, they will succumb to the illusions of the material world and be aborted. Thus, the spiritual self will be a slave to this plane because you'll be trapped in the body, trapped in a dense reality, a dense vibration, a slave to your body. And if you're a slave to your body, you're a slave to everything that the body is dependent on. Basically, a slave to the material world. And those who control all the resources, all the food, everything, you'll be a slave to them if you're a slave to the body.
I said, man, the hell we're calling the so-called black race the so-called God race. I mean, the God race. Man, we the mother-freaking overlord race. You know what I mean? The future. Be in contact with future self. Now, most people might assume that future self has to do with a particular moment in time. No. You know, like when I say be in contact or get a connection with your future self, that means the light body you that's constantly ascending. It doesn't mean you get in contact with a version of you 1,000 years from now and then that's that. No, son. It's something that keeps on going, sinner. You know what I mean? You got to get in contact with the future you, meaning the light version of you that's constantly growing. You know what I'm saying? Constantly growing, constantly knowing things. You know what I'm saying? Constantly knowing. And you got to know that when you knowing, like, knowing is something that denotes someone who's constantly growing. Constantly growing. Constantly learning. You know what I'm saying? Like, you at, like, certain times people would say, like the God's supposed to know all. Like if the God's is all knowing, like how is it that they're still learning? like certain things like that. You got to know that the reason why they're knowing is because they're learning. You know what I'm saying? Knowing, ing is an action, and the only way you could consistently be knowing things is if you consistently coming in contact with certain things and constantly learning. So it's an ongoing process. But they programmed us to see knowing all as there is a limit in regards to how much you could learn. God knows all. So when you say things like the gods know all, you automatically assume that there's a certain amount that you could learn, and then once you get to that all, there is no more. No. Knowing means that you are constantly knowing or constantly learning. Because in order for you to constantly know or be in a state of knowing, you would have to constantly be learning or constantly being upgraded or constantly ascending. Ing denotes an action, continuous. You know what I'm saying? So knowing has to do with constantly learning. Constantly, the universe is continuous. I don't want to use that word infinite, because infinite means infinite. Right now, we, the Lord race, are in a finite dimension. It constantly loops. This dimension that we're in constantly loops. It gives the illusion that we're moving forward, but realistically speaking, we're looping in such a drawn out cycle. And the reason why people can't connect the dots of the loop is because the electromagnetic field that's on this planet disturbs memory. It plays a role in wiping out memory, because magnets or magnetism has the ability to erase memory. You take a magnet and wave it over a hard drive, which is a box that stores memory, and see what happens to your freaking memory. You know what I mean? Straight up. So we're on an electromagnetic planet. So just know that your memories will be affected by the magnetism, and a lot of the memories that you have is not even real memories. It's simulated experiences. So therefore it will fade, because real memories don't fade. You know what I mean? Knowing has to do with the real memories, not these simulated hybrid subcompartments of the brain implantations that they do, that they want to call memories, by way of the experiences that you have when you engage in automated realities, all being governed or ran by electricity. Automated experiences, hybridized experiences, a dream world, a realm of an illusion. You know what I mean? So
this whole plane is nothing but an incubator. We went from a womb to an artificial incubator.
There are God spirits that are on this plane that are aware of the fact that this plane is governed by femininity, and they are usurping that power to make this domain their heaven. That's what Queen Elizabeth is. She's aware of the fact that her entire bloodline is aware of the fact that this plane is femininity. That's why she is usurping that energy and utilizing femininity, keeping us in that perpetual cycle, and that's why she's ruling.
Take your time. Femininity is just having you, the feminist movement is having them worship the womb that they came from.
That's a fact.
The physical world. We're traveling through here. If you stay in the fallopian tubes, that's a miscarriage. Huh?
Yeah.
We're supposed to travel through this plane, not get stuck here.
Come on,
and believing in this Maya, this illusion.
Automated experiences, hybridized experiences, a dream world, a realm of an illusion. You know what I mean? Mentioned something about the laws on the land and the laws up above. You know, it had the brother thinking, man. You know, shout out to the God, shout out to the Lord, Dr. York. I'm not going to be referred to the so-called black race as the God race. We the Lords, man. LOL doesn't mean laughing out loud. It means Lords of Light. We are the Lord race. Why? Because we freaking evolved from gods. You know what I'm saying? God, as I stated before, we supersede all these titles. And these titles really have to do with a particular craft or frequency or dimension one is occupying. You know what I'm saying? So we could be the Lords now. 50 years from now, we'd be the overlords. 1,000 years from that, we would be something else. Because because it keeps on growing. It keeps on growing. Why the hell we want to be a god when there are other experiences or other dimensions that exceed that title or that simulation of a god? Yes, they all titles. They all are created programs. You know what I'm saying? We supersede the programs. We create the titles to give lesser life forms an idea of what we're talking about. But they can't comprehend light in its full integrity. So we had to reshape the light into a word that we programmed their biological genes to be able to process. You know what I'm saying? Known as the human vessel.
So, I just wanted to give y'all a quick reference of some scriptures and thoughts, decoding for you Bible thumpers out here. But also I want to go and give a quick note on, this is a rough draft for me. This is just a recording for me to keep in my records. This is not for capitalizing on views and subscribers. I give a rat. My whole life ain't been about trying to entertain nobody else, so why in the world would I be concerned about? This is all about facts and stating the facts out here. Okay? So this is for me to continue to evolve on myself, because I enlighten myself when I go and create this document here. It's been one of my first documents that I actually created, and I'm getting real familiar with this editing concept. I'm doing some research, and of course you want to be more accurate, so you get more serious, you know. So if some of us come from the star Syria, the Sirius stars, Syria A, Sirius B, Sirius C, star planet, constellation, then that's why we're more serious. Okay? And of course they want to flip the script. Of course they want to, hey man, why are you so serious, bro? Lighten up, won't you? Why are you so serious? Take it easy. Have fun. Live, love, and laugh. Freak all of that. It's time to wake up and get serious about something, so you don't get entrapped into this freaking cycle that's an ongoing cycle. They put it in these books, in these Bible, for these Bible thumpers, and we still don't decode crap. We still ain't broken anything down. We're just reading it from the surface. You know, as a little boy, you allow these so-called adults and hope that they can interpret things, in these theological study professors out here, thinking that they were going to have your best interests at heart, and they were all in on it, all in on the take, and still pushing the same thing that they were pushing hundreds and thousands of years ago. So all this, the Lord is my light and I shall not want, he leads me to green pastures, all this though, reciting stuff and being just a regurgitator of somebody, and just pushing something like you're a retarded child, and you don't know what you do with it. So let's give you this to recite, and just keep on reciting over that I'm your master kind of crap. y'all can stay asleep. I knew I must not have been asleep back in the days because I'm making videos and exposing and recording these kind of documents so I can wake myself up. You know, however many times I got to keep on coming back over here until I bust the hell up out of this crap. But for everyone else, stay asleep. But anyhow, 1 Corinthians 15, verses 45 through 49. But I'm not going to go all in depth in here. I'm just going to read some little bits and pieces to kind of give y'all a little exposure to how they was putting things in these books and telling us really what's going on. But we didn't take the time out, or a lot of us don't take, and we still don't at this point. So this is an individual walk anyhow. So why would I want subscribers and viewers? What are they going to do for me? Not a damn thing. And so 45. 1 Corinthians 15, chapter 15, verse 45th verse. And so it was written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. And so it was written, the first man, Adam, which is man, woman. He means he and she. It doesn't mean male. But the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. Tells you right there, living soul, a living body, soul body. The soul came into the body and was able to function in this paganism world, into this materialistic body, materialistic world, paganism worshiping. And the first man, Adam, atoms, although that's still a Greek terminology, atoms, but so there's over like several freaking thousand words that are actually Greek terms and not something we call English. But the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. That's verse 45. And so it was written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul, and the last Adam was made a quickening spirit. Quickening spirit. Not a soul, but a spirit. The last Adam, the last, weakest, the lowest, was made a quickening spirit. The one that didn't get it and continuously easily get caught up, the lighter being, was made a quickening spirit. What does quickening mean? What the freak is quickening mean? So let's go ahead and pull up the definition of quickening. In pregnancy terms, quickening is the moment in pregnancy when the pregnant woman starts to feel and perceive fatal movements in the uterus. So quickening is the moment in pregnancy when the pregnant woman starts to feel and perceive fatal movements in the uterus, which is obviously talking about birth. So who does the studying? Who breaks down this stuff for us and gives it to us behind these freaking 401, 501 non-government chapter C craps? These fake ass preachers. Fake Masonic wearing disciple giving to these. This is a cycle of the same freaking thing over and over again. This is just a new cycle. That's it. A new cycle, and we think we done made it. Or this is the cutting edge of technology and we're evolving. You guys are being tricked still. That's all this is. You're peasants. You're peasants still talking to the lords. Oh Lord, your highness, to your Lord majesty. How do you lead me to the green pastures, Lord. You lead me to the still waters. You fulfill my soul, Lord Highnessty. Thank you for giving me this land to rule over and farm over, just so I can feed these crops and give it to you, King, Lord, King, Knight. What the freak? This is nothing but wrong. This is England. This is England again. Nobody's waking up to this crap. Now they don't want the high etheric beings to wake up to this crap. because we was the one enslaved so they can, heck no. And you other low-level spirit jacks, I don't know, y'all are not meant to be waking up. But, alright, so continue. I don't even want to continue on that crap. That was just enough to expose what is a living soul and what is a quickening spirit in 1 Corinthians 15:45. So then I want to go into the Son and the God and where God is actually sitting, where God stays at. Where is God's home? What do we consider God's home, or what is this Bible thumping considered as God's home that they didn't want to break down to us and we had to read between the lines? Somebody tell me where God's house is at. What is he actually sits? Who is God? Somebody please. Oh, King James will tell me. The gay man, King James, born in 1555 through 1600s, that led a war and some old crap and played both parts of the Parliament and the Cavaliers. And yeah, he was gay, and he was a black man. But anyhow, I ain't gonna go on that page. I'm gonna go on this King James, Genesis 1, chapter 1, verse 7, chapter 1, verse 8, chapter 1, 14, 16, and 17. Genesis. And God made the firmament and divided waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God made the firmament and divided waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the mornings were the second day. He called it heaven. He called the firmament heaven. I ain't, whatever. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. And let them be the signs for the seasons and for the days and the years. Wow. And God made two lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. Oh yeah, and he made the stars also. That's really what it says right there. It says Genesis 1 chapter 16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Just throw that in there. Oh yeah, he made the stars also. And so y'all can just graze by that little part, which is basically an image of him, his children, the stars. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. 17 is God set them in the firmament of the heavens to give light upon the earth. So he set the stars and the sun in the heavens and the firmament. So, which is basically saying that the sun is the firmament and it gives light and night, seasons, days, years. So, you mean tell me that the creators that created this primary light of life that give life on this dimension, this earth, and the stars that are like the primary God, star, sits in the firmament, and it don't sit where he sits, he or she. That's what, I'm not talking about a male, I'm talking about he, which means he, her. For those that understand the true definition of he, and when they were using those etymologies in those times, because we already know that that's all still part of this Greek origin, this Greek literature. Everything is that we use, even the word Lord and God, is Greek terminology. It's not English. It's not no better cutting edge of something, new edge, cutting wave of technology and education. you use the word Lord, oh your Majesty, oh Lord, your Highness, oh Lord, lead us to the pastures and lead us to the still waters. Oh Lord, thank you. You filled my soul, Lord, Highness, your Lord. Catch on, y'all ain't catching on to this? And the sun, which sits in the firmament, which sits in the heavens, has to be God as the sun. He's not gonna put himself nowhere else but in the heavens and in the space and in the galaxy, and look up on this dimension and give it different seasons, different cycles, until we understand what the freak is going on. Yo, a lot of you guys, if y'all were put into a prison, a lot of y'all would just go ahead and adapt to that prison and claim what you can claim inside that prison and be content. Then there are a few, just a few, that would actually study the cycles, study the warden and the schedules of the holders, the knights, the policemen, or whatever you want to call them. You will study these cycles when we come and go, meal time, break time. You will study all these different cycles, and you will plot and plan to get the hell up out of it once you knew that you were enslaved and that there was something better outside of it. There's only a few of you that would actually continue, and knowing that what else can you do other than think about a bigger picture and dream bigger than what you have presented to you. And that's only like 1%, under 10%. So, you know, that's what's going on. This is how you ascend out of this imprisonment, this hell, what we call Earth, Mother Earth, this physical being, and come up out of the Saturnian box, matrix. Everything is this two-dimensional matrix, box. Even I'm reading in this two-dimensional freaking book, or a laptop, or a picture frame, or whatever, cube, pyramid, hexagon. A lot of this stuff is still within a imprisonment, and you have to understand how this cycle works and how cycles work, and how there is not no ancestors. You are the ancestors. You are the same ones that was selling out, or that was dumbfounded back in the days, or that was trying to be crabs in a barrel. You're the same individuals, just in a different body, just on a different phase. We have now went over to a different, and the seasons continue, and everything is based on the growth of where it sits in the firmament, which is the sun, which is God. So they're giving this to us, and the individual has to be able to decipher the differences and continues to grow and move on in these worlds. So this is for my records. This is for my documentary. This is for my understanding, so I can grow. And for those that want to find their way of enlightening themselves, strengthening their light, so they can continue their journey from the same thing that we've been going on and over again, that's on you. I don't look for views. I don't look for comments, subscribers, none of that crap. I'm just documenting these things in homage to myself, homage to the ones that are doing the same thing, so we can use these leverages to empower the bigger picture. I'm done.
But yeah, man, the Lord race, the Lords of Light, lights of the round table. The round table, the pyramid table, the hypercube pyramid table. You know what I'm saying? The hypersphere. You know? Because when they show you these circles, they always show you like a 2-dimensional circle. You know what I mean? Or a 2.5 dimensional circle. But what about the 4th, 5th, 6th dimensional circle? You know what I mean? They got hyper pyramids and hypercubes, but where's the hypersphere? Something to think about. Damn sure ain't this dimension. So when you're looking at the God and the devil, you're really looking at anthropomorphized frequencies that exist on the same energetic wave band. That's what you're looking at. As I told you, stated before, this anthropomorphism is heavy. It's heavy out here in this dimension. Another thing, our ancestors used to do that. They would say things like the ancestors is really us. They would say things like our ancestors used to worship the bird, the crocodile, the feather, you know what I'm saying? The buffalo. Like they would put images of animals on the walls and creatures on the wall and say that we worship the animals and the creatures and we was one with nature. No, we was metamorphically speaking. Those are metaphors, man. We do it today. Like when we look at a shorty and we will say things like, damn, shorty is bad. Like shorty's on fire. You're like, your shorty body is flames. Does it really mean that her body is literally on fire? Or are you just describing certain characteristics that a fire have and making some sort of analogy or metaphor description in regards to her features? We basically take certain characteristics or attributes that certain life forms have, or certain objects have, apparatuses, things of that nature, and we apply it to certain descriptions, metaphors. When you're looking at the hieroglyphs on the walls, you're looking at, in regards to the animals and birds and things like that, when it was using, you're looking at metaphors. Now you know that the Lord race are the most metamorphical people on the damn planet. They call it Ebonics. You know, Ebonics is like a low frequency version of hieroglyphs, metaphors. We speaking it now. Oh, shorty is a rose. She's delicate as a rose. Does it really mean that she is a freaking rose? When you talk about a woman as a rose, no. She just has subtle features or characteristics that a rose has. And we just making that comparison metamorphically. Or creating some type of analogy. But that's anthropomorphism. That is an anthropomorphism you're looking at. So when you're looking at hieroglyphs on the walls, you're looking at anthropomorphism. It's not literal. We was not no one with no damn nature. We was vibrating on such a high soul raw telepathic wave band that we was able to use the environment. Pieces that existed in the environment, we was able to take it and utilize it in conversation. You know, instead of using the English language, we could use something that exceeds outside the English language, which would be certain creatures, energy dynamics, trees and things like that. Energy principles, because we energy-based beings. So therefore we could use energy on various dimensions and incorporate it in to give a bigger picture in regards to the words that we was being using, the words we was utilizing. Picture is a word. What is it? Picture is worth 1,000 words. You know what I'm saying? Picture is worth 1,000 motherfucking words. So we took pictures. What is the picture? The picture is the bird. A bird is a picture. When we took the buffalo, when we took the bull, when we took the water, when we took the trees, you know what I'm saying? When we took the dog head, Anubis and things like that, that's a picture you're looking at. The creatures that crept upon the land are pictures in motion, animated pictures. You know, like your movie. You look at the word movie is energy that's moving. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta know MOVI, that's move. Because you got to know that the E's and the I's is interchangeable. So M-O-V-I becomes M-O-V-E. And that's move. And the E symbolizes, or it came from the word energy. So when you're looking at a movie, you're looking at moving energy. That's all it is. Energy that's constantly moving. You know, lightning. Lightening. You're looking at lightening when you're looking at a movie screen. Lightening or lightning isn't how they programmed us to see lightning. Lightning is just light that's constantly moving, and light always moves. You're looking at that traffic light right now. That's lightning. The sunlight hitting this damn planet. That's lightning. Light that's constantly moving. Straight up. But shit.
Peace, family. Is in the God, is in the wave. Alright, so basically we're given a biosuit. Alright? Basically, we were given a highly spiritual, compatible avatar with the right discipline and meditation is able to upgrade levels and become a literally divine connected computer processor that can compute and create its own reality, could astrally leave the body, and could control any lobe in all the prefrontal cortex, can control all your hormones, and can control all of your glands that secrete hormones needed for mastery. Your body was literally made the perfect vessel, and it is futuristically updated to throw some shit down. Alright? You was given a perfect body, superhuman melanated body. Your hair can connect and receive messages from the sun. Your skin is built specifically to download energy from the sun, conserve this energy, and can hold huge stores of sunlight, and could use this energy, tap into these large reservoirs of energy for later. You were made to be underneath the sun. Without sunlight, there would be no life. Sun and light is what's keeping this reality moving. Not only gravity and a lot of other things. Gravity, basically, not gravity, but the magnetic grid and the mental construct. There's a lot of things. But sun, no physical earth. You know that. That's common sense. So now, the fact that the sun and your body have a divine connection shows you that you are from the sun. And the sun is from you. You're the sun is you. Pieces of the sun are in you, and pieces of you are in the sun, because you are made of the same material. You got to see things through your realm of reality. This body is like an avatar. Mentally, it's been given an Oculus Rift to physically exist. But spiritually, it's been given a sixth eye to have true intuition and know how to see past the Oculus Rift. These are the Oculus Rift. These are the eyes of the Oculus Rift that help you see this false virtual reality within the womb. This is the sixth eye that helps you see actual, true reality. It helps you see the very building blocks of the matrix. It helps you see the very building blocks of Mother Universe. My app energy. It helps you see the outer workings of the womb in which we have physical reality. It helps you see the underneath. What's underneath the very workings of reality. This is your first body. You got a second body. Your astral body was designed to go into the underneath, the unseen. You don't really get sleepy. What happens is your spirits get so restless to have a physical existence that it forces the body to go into a REM type of meditation. Just so your spirit can leave and go have fun in the astral. It does it every day. Says, you know what, nigga, you've been in this physical world. Get the fuck out. That's why some people, when they're depressed and have a restless spirit, they sleep a lot. Because they're so tired of this physical, they need to escape it with the spiritual. When you sleep, it feels so good because your spirit was out there and doing its thing in the astral realm. Your spirit was out there kicking shit in the astral realm. It was out there having fun. It was out there existing, expressing, creating things. It was flying. It was out there in the astral realm. That's why some depressed people love to sleep, because they love for their spirituality to be expressed via the true way. Because this way, this physical way, doesn't let your spiritual capacities be free. So sleep is important. Alright? Get good rest. Because you're not really resting. You're letting your soul have some fun. That's why you wake up recharged, restored, refreshed. Don't stay up late at night. Your spirit wants to go have fun. Sleep early at night. Your spirit wants to have fun in the world. The sun time, the daytime, that's the time for you. This is the time for your spirit. This is the yang. Let me show you the connection of the superhuman body. Sun time is yang time. It's physical reality time. It's time to have some physical fun, right? It's time to be out in the world physically. Moon time is yin time. When the moon's out, that's spirit time. It's time to get into deep meditations and go to sleep. It's time for your yin spiritual body to experience. Alright? It's in the God, it's in the way.
So we was using anthropomorphism way before some fake God known as Jesus Christ came and died upon the cross. You know what I'm saying? Jesus crosses. Jesus done crossed every goddamn body on the freaking planet. He gave you a promise and lied to your ass. That's a double cross, star. That's a double cross. What's the double cross? The winter solstice and the summer solstice. Double crucifix. You know what I'm saying? The positives, which would be the summer solstice, and the negatives, which would be the winter solstice. Your Jesus and your God and your devil is all fake. They anthropomorphize energy. And notice that the Jesus has the characteristics of the sun that's in space. You think that's a freaking coincidence? There's no such thing as a coincidence in the Matrix. There's no such thing as random events. Why is it that Jesus has the same characteristics of the sun in the damn sky? Why? Because the sun, well, not in the sky. Let me retract that. Because the sun that's in space has been anthropomorphized into a freaking man. And why is it that the damn devil has the same characteristics of the moon? Why is it that the devil got the same characteristics of the moon? He dwells in the underworld. The devil is in the underworld. Ain't the damn moon in the underworld? The underworld is nighttime, darkness. Don't the moon be out at damn nighttime? They say that the devil tempts God. You know what I'm saying? They say that when the devil would tempt God. Well, when the devil is tempting God, that means that the moon is visible in daytime. Isn't the mother freaking moon visible in daytime? They would say that the devil tempt people by way of emotions or manipulations. Well, doesn't the moon tempt people? When it's a full moon, isn't your emotions being triggered? You know what I'm saying? They would say that the devil has an army. Well, doesn't the moon has an army? Hell yeah, the moon has an army. It's called the spirits. Every freaking human being that's on this damn planet is a spirit inside that vessel. And the moon is a control panel that manipulates them because they bang off an egotistical frequency, an emotional frequency. That's what they bang off of. So Satan's army, or the devil's army, is the spirits that's on the damn planet. But the soul army, Ra's army, is the carbonated beings, the Lord race. We are the real soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Those fake soldiers they got in the military, those are fake, man. They lunar light particles. They ain't no soldiers. Look at the word soldier, you see the word Saul in it. S-O-L is Latin for soul. You're looking at these objects that the overlords created. You're looking at anthropomorphism, man. You're looking at characteristics that came out of the mental, not the mental, gotta stop using that word, out the soul raw telepathic tank. You know what I'm saying? That soul raw bubble. It's over the head, where the thoughts came from and went into creating these objects. And they have characteristics of the beings that created it. You're looking at anthropomorphism on a biological level or a molecular level. The gods did it best. The lords, should I say, the overlords did it best, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that anthropomorphism is something that the beast started up. Man, please. He's doing it on a way more dumbed down level than the overlords do it. When the overlords do it, they do it on a planetary level. Big solar systems and things, the black holes and things like that. You know, isn't a black hole like a isn't a black hole an anthropomorphic characteristic of the carbonated man? Machinery internally? It's a characteristic, it's an attribute. It's an ability. When you consuming food, your body breaks it down. And within the breaking down, materials is sent out through the body, which gives the body to be able to build more cells, build upon the strength of the bones, build upon the strength of the muscles. You know what I'm saying? It rebuilds the body. How do you think the body is able to rebuild or repair itself? When you're hearing people say things like the body is repairing itself or your skin is healing, when you get a cut or a wound or you sick, you repairing or regenerating or healing yourself, where do you think that the body get those materials from? It get the materials from the food. Okay, the same way how your body gets the materials from the food that it's eating to build more cells and things of that nature, where the hell you think the beasts get all the materials to make cars and buildings and glass and cell phones from? He's getting it from the mother freaking earth. Okay, same thing with the black hole. The black hole sucks in materials and creates moons, or what they would want to call planets. When you're looking at black holes, you're looking at a vortex that represents an inception stage of a potential planet being created. And I already broke down what planets is, but I'm speaking a language. You're looking at the energy description that represents the inception stages of when planets is about to be made. Materials is being sucked into that black hole. It's like a digestive system. It's sucking in the materials, and based upon how the energy has been coded to swivel, because all swivels represents a coded vibration. Just because you all see it spinning doesn't mean that it's all spinning on the same frequency. So when you're looking at that swivel, based upon how those streams of energy has been coded to swivel, will determine the integrity of the planetary system that gets created. And it gets created by way of a projection when the sun now flies in, not in, but I don't want to say in to give the notion that it's going in the black hole. When the sun flies in a particular range and beams the light down in to the black hole, now it's a harmonic tone that's being played into existence, because the black hole, the swirl or the whirlpool of the black hole is heavily concentrated with magnetism. So when the light is going in there, it is hitting certain vibrations. They would just tell you that it's an explosion, Big Bang theory. You know what I'm saying? That is a harmonic symphony that's being played. You just can't hear it because sound exists on different wave bands. You know what I'm saying? Your ears is antennas that's fine-tuned on certain sound recognition wave bands. But they lock your sound, they lock your ears into a particular frequency. You know what I'm saying? A low frequency. We ain't gonna get into all that. But sound exists on different wave bands. You know, look at the dog whistle, for instance. You could blow a dog whistle all day. People won't even hear it. But just because you can't hear it doesn't mean that the sound is not recognizable, because dogs hear the damn whistle. So that lets you know right there factually that sound exists on different dimensions. Earth is flying through space right now. Are you hearing the sound that's coming from Earth? No, but NASA got satellites that could pick up that sound. And they will play it back for you and you see what it hear like. In fact, all these damn planets in our solar system kick off a sound that NASA done recorded. But the satellite technology, because they tailor-made those satellites to vibrate on a particular wave band. So now it could pick up that frequency. You know what I mean? But yeah, we done did the anthropomorphic thing long time ago, man. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't worshiping no freaking nature. How the hell the Lord's gonna create nature and then worship it? Are you freaking crazy? That sound like some creature-ish. That sound like some beings that don't really know how things work. Because you know, when you don't really know how things work, you worship it. Like you have a majority of the people on the planet, they don't really know how matter is brought into existence. They don't really know how businesses is ran. They don't really know how electronic devices is manufactured. So they worship these things because they're ignorant. But when you really see how these things is brought into existence, it gives you an understanding on how it's created, and you see it logically for what it is. You don't see it egotistically. And when you see it egotistically, that's when you worship it. But when you see how these things is put together, it raises or heightens your level of intelligence. And you say, wow, okay, I can see how this actually works now. Now I'm not going to be so damn captivated by its features. You know what I'm saying? So why in the hell would the Lord race create the planets, you know what I'm saying, all the stuff that's on the planet, all the creatures, the insects and all this, and then sit up here and worship these damn things? No. That sounds like a trait that someone would have after they've been created. They don't really know how things work. So you know what? Let me sit up here and pray to this damn tree. Because I don't really know how the tree works. You know, they told me that trees create air, which is BS. I don't know how the trees work, but I'm going to just sit here and pray to the tree. Oh, how you doing today, tree? Everything's good? You know what I'm saying? You do dumb, retarded-ish like that. You're no different than somebody in the insane asylum talking to a damn a pencil. Somebody in an insane asylum sitting up there talking to a pencil. You would look at that person with a sane mind and say, yo, that person is crazy. What the hell he doing talking to a table, talking to a chair? You know what I'm saying? When it's all wood. They all came from a tree. It just has been converted to take on a different shape. You call somebody crazy for talking to a pencil or talking to a chair or a table. But when somebody talking to a tree, you say they one with nature. Man, please. Nature is a freaking system that was created by the overlords. Only simple-minded dummies would worship nature. Because they don't understand how it works. They ignorant. They judge it emotionally. When you judge things emotionally, aka egotistically, that's because you don't understand how it works. That's facts. You ignorant in regards to how things work, so you create this illusion in your mind on how it works. And based upon that illusion that you create, it will always supersede the actualities in regards to how the substance work. It's like you overhype things. You overhype it. You give it this extraordinary description. You overhype it and you get lost in the overhypeness. In the belief realm. You believe this is how it works and you just create this whole scheme of how it works when that scheme is nowhere near how it works. You overhype it. And then you begin to worship it. But then when you see how these things really work, you be like, yeah, okay, logically I can see how this works now. You know what? Now that I understand how this works, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to see it for what it is. An instrument that's meant to serve a purpose. And I'm not going to sit up here and worship the purpose or worship the instrument. If anything, my intelligence just got heightened because now I see how the overlord soul raw telepathic communications work. And that's it. Now you're knowing because you're learning. But yo, man, I'm up out of here, man. These videos starting to get long, man. But yo, I already know what it is, cuz.
All right, we have the acceleration and evolution of our human consciousness in Aries. You have to give it up to Aries because they're getting exploited for all the geniusness they're coming up with. People will take their ideas and then throw them under the bus. All right, there's something that I need to come open out with the clean. I had a reading with the Cancer the other day who confirmed this with me, and I don't want to get teary. You're not going to see me on broadcast cry again because I have pride issues. But I almost want to tear for these Sun and Cancer people and these Cancer moons. I'm tired of giving Cancer people readings and they're having to deal with just like unexplainable fuckery. People exploiting the crap out of their energy for real. It really hurts me at a core level. Okay, there's something that's happened. There's an intergalactic beef that Cancer is having with the higher zodiac signs, and it's not Cancer representatives as much as it really is them having to cope with intense feelings. Cancer people are getting spiritually attacked to where they feel the pain. Like the planet of death is opposite their sun, so it's hitting Aries, but it's fucking Cancer hard. It's literally putting Capricorn through hell. Like, there's some Capricorn men and women who are dodging death, but it's really screwing Cancer very crazy to the point where they can't even really be themselves because it puts a target on their back. Who was the last person to say they had a target on their back? Kevin Hart. All right. On the surface, it looks like Kevin Hart just cheated on his wife. Trust me when I say it does not work as easily as that. Number two, when Cancer people feel temptations, you have to understand, and I'm not excusing Kevin Hart's behavior at all, but I've seen what's happened to him happen to a lot of Cancer people. And if you were to listen to the Cancer person's excuse, you would think it's just an excuse. You don't understand. Cancer, Virgo, Libra, they get tempted. These are high priests and angel. Like, they feel vibes. They actually deliberately get tempted with vibration. So, like, their energy is getting manipulated. They're being forced to feel stuff. And you can't really say stuff like this because it's going to make you feel crazy, but it's very crazy, okay? And Cancer's just being worked on. This thing's going to stay in Capricorn till like 2025. You know what I'm saying? By the time Pluto is going into Aquarius, Uranus is going into Gemini, and it's hard to really understand what Cancer is going through because it's like they're being forced into darkness. Cancer is being silenced. Whenever Cancer is an awakening agent, they're trying to kill Cancer. Okay? Let me tell you the truth. I can come out with this now because it's Dark Side Revival. Right now, You know what I'm saying? When we speak a lot about this spiritual knowledge, which is hard to really disseminate because a lot of it is abstract, a lot of it is symbolic. When you speak on it, you need something real to contextualize it. So I'm going to speak on the knowledge, but some of you are like, how does this apply to my real life? How does this apply to my real life? And I mean, if I had Virgo energy, it'd be easier to say. You have every right to want some kind of empirical knowledge. Otherwise, I could just be in your face making shit up. It is what it is. All right. But just trust me here. Thank you, Free to Be. Just trust me here that I am not trolling you when I say right now there are intergalactic space overlords that are fighting over your free will. You have these archons who really don't give a damn about your free will and just think that you could be used. You have the Palladians who want to look friendly to humans, but they're really just betting with archons and other grays. Now, forget these names of aliens. I don't truly believe that those are their real names, but I'm speaking symbolically here. There are higher forces that are betting over your energy. All right, whether they're called archons or grays, you feel me? And when it comes to free will, when it comes to the feeling of your power that gives you an actual sense of individuality, so you're not fake, so that you're original, so that you have your own power, that's Aries, and that's especially Cancer. You take off Cancer and Aries, then you don't have originals anymore. You have people who don't think for themselves. You have people who, that's why Cancer and Aries are some of the realest zodiac signs, along with Virgo when you implement that. Like they don't even care about being right. They're in tune with how they feel. They're in tune with how they are. All right. You're not going to hear this anywhere else. And I really do hope that I'm just being fucking delusional because Neptune is squaring my sun. So I'm not all the way here. That's kind of how it works. I kind of move aware. I'm a bit crazy. I don't think it's crazy because Neptune is showing me some shit. Shout out to the sun at Geminis. But I'm just letting you know, they are trying to kill Cancer. Once Cancer is fully suppressed, you're going to be a robot. You're not going to trust your intuition. And intuition is why people are afraid of Cancer, because in order for people to be fake, they can hide how they feel, except you cannot hide how you feel about Cancer. You can try and, like, you know what I'm saying? Hide stuff physically, but a Cancer will sense it. That's the energy of Cancer, the psychic energy. And Aries will also come. Aries and Cancer have this kind of dual protection, all right? Even though they clash with each other. Even down to the sun's rays, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're literally trying to kill Cancer, but they cannot kill Cancer without killing Aries and Gemini. So trust me, there's some Cancers who feel dead inside, and it's really rays. It's really rays that Cancer knows the real answer to, but they know they cannot say that without sounding crazy. This is spiritual warfare. This is the whole mechanics behind somebody acting from the shadows. Let's not even make this woo-woo spiritual. Let's just act like we're in high school and you're with a bully, right? Pluto is the bully in high school that's beating Cancer up and then going to the teacher and then going to all the students, and they're being like, Cancer's my best friend. I'm not beating Cancer up. What's wrong with you, Cancer? You're delusional, Cancer. Cancer's getting fucked up right now. I'm sorry. I have to just be. And then Gemini and Aries aren't going to fake the funk, and we're going to say what we see, because where Cancer is more internal with it, we're going to speak out on it. So they're trying to, Aries is squaring Pluto. They're trying to kill Aries. But Aries is straight up warrior, all right? The 4 signs on the battlefield who face this every day, who have to deal with these vibrations every day from people who have to fight this for real. Because I'm a Gemini, I can comment on this. I have Capricorn, I can honestly just observe. If anything, send people there. These people are on the battlefield. Aries, Cancer, Sagittarius, Scorpio, they're on the field. every day. Okay, so it's like Aries is fighting every day just to express themselves without getting like brought down. And whether you're an Aries or not, you have Aries in your chart. If you have Aries underdeveloped, you're a people pleasing, wannabe, don't know who you are, face ass, mofo who does and lives for other people. You have to have a healthy balance of Aries. If you have too much first house in Aries and not enough other stuff, you probably don't care about other people, and that could be unhealthy because you don't have a healthy dose of objectivity. But you know what I'm saying? If we're going to try and take your free will here, we have to take your ability to have your own thoughts, your own feelings. Get this. The alien, did you notice I didn't say Taurus? Because Taurus is right in the middle of this. Taurus is caught up all in the middle of this, okay? But the aliens are like, oh, no. We need to leave Taurus alone because if we kill Taurus, we're not going to have any food. And then nature is going to go crazy. So Taurus is chill like, oh, thank God. But then Gemini and Aries and Cancer is out here getting gaslighted. And then get this. The other 4 zodiac signs, they realize, damn, are we going to side with the gods or are we going to help the humans? Because the other 4 zodiac signs, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, the angels and demigods are like, we could help the humans or we could just observe and wait until they lose. So yeah, no offense. If you see me salty against y'all, it is what it is. If I was in your shoes, I wouldn't want to tempt fate either. So it is what it is. I can't be all the way mad. And then of course they're the final 4 zodiac signs, but it is what it is. I'm not going to say too much about them. So I had to give this brief intro because at the end of the day, I have to just make sure everyone's aware. We all have Cancer energy. We all have feelings. And this is the key here. Stop unacknowledging your emotions because that's not what is going to help. Saturn's going to go into Capricorn and they're going to make their move on Cancer. All right. And I mean this is seriously to the point where if you think Aries is coming up with amazing realizations about what is, and if you think Gemini is just channeling amazing messages, you don't know what Cancer knows right now. All right. Every time I'm about to see a Cancer, I have to like chill now. Every time it's like, oh my gosh, this is a cutscene. Like I started to realize every time I'm about to like chill with the Cancer or talk to the Cancer, it's like, especially if it's a Cancer woman, it's like, oh shit. All right, I'm about to be revealed some shit to the point that Cancer, you fuck me up because like after I chill with you, Cancer, now I go outside, I'm like, shit, I'm in the Matrix. I forgot I'm in the Matrix. Every time I chill with Cancer or Scorpio. And you have to remember, I'm a Gemini, so a part of me wants to be in 3D. Like, a part of me is trying to, like, sleep a little bit and be like, no, this is just a reality. And then I chill with a Cancer. And then within, like, 10 minutes, it's like, oh, shit, I forgot this isn't really real. And it's like, oh, yo. And it's like, damn it. And then I'm all driving home like I'm a ninja, like, and then they just let you know. And you'll think that it's wire sign paranoia. But it's not. It's not. They're coming for you, Cancer. All right. And what they're doing to Cancer is what they're trying to do to Libra. Okay. Cancer, they want you to give up on your compassion. They want you to stop caring. They want you, Pluto wants to keep giving you betrayal after betrayal after betrayal, so you just stop loving. Because Cancer, once every sun and moon in Cancer stops caring and turns evil, there is no more hope for humanity. Once Cancer truly turns to the dark side, humanity as we know it is done for. And that's why they're not even focusing on anyone else. They're just focusing on Cancer. You guys think Robin Williams committed suicide for real, for real? Robin Williams is a high priest. Don't let them hit you with that bullshit that the fame got to him and the stresses. Cancer are the most people in existence. Don't buy into this bullshit about Cancer being super emotional. No, They're psychic. They feel into vibrations. They're going to feel into Blutz waves that are going to drive them into negativity. Okay? Don't believe the bullshit. We must protect cancers at all costs. Do you know who the protectors of cancers high priests are? Archangels, Libras.